Right. This is the section 2, chapter 3, page 15. A summary of the Trinity of Taoism, and interesting story about the Chinese coin. As we see, wherever we look, whenever we look, that Taoism, which is Yin Yang Qi, the Trinity of Taoism exists. Heaven, Earth, Man, Yin Yang Qi, Body, Mind, Spirit, Jing Qi Shen, yes, no, compromise. So very important. We talk about that in the emotional cause of disease. And sometimes it's very important in the Taoism, because sometimes the yin is dominant on top, sometimes the yang is dominant on top. So it's that yin and yang flow that's created Tao. Sometimes you ride the saddle, and sometimes the saddle rides you. So it's never constant. The other thing is, we could talk about that later, is control. Between the control, which is yang, letting go of, which is yin, and compromise between the two. So again, we talk about that in the emotional section of the part. And also the time, the past, the present, and the future. So that's the Trinity of Taoism. Also, we will discuss that a bit in the section on cause of disease, is the adult, the elderly, and the inner child. We have that Trinity within all of us. The child, the adult, and the elderly. So the story of Chinese coin is quite interesting, because in ancient time the Chinese coin had a circle with a square in the middle. Now that circle and square represents the heaven, earth, man. Circle being heaven, earth, square being earth, and a man at the junction. So money was needed, but they actually represented the Tao, the yin yang qi. Some authorities said, well, because when they made the circle, the coin, they had to cool it down, so they put it through a square peg to cool it down. Well, yeah, maybe, but in reality, it represents the heaven, earth, man, heaven, earth, and man, the Trinity of Taoism. So I thought this will be a kind of interesting story to finish off this section 2, chapter 3. And I'm sure a lot of people say, thank God for that. I bloody finished this section, but remember, I've got a lot more coming. This is about 100th of my knowledge, 1/10 of my knowledge, that I'm sorry for just chucking it all out, because it's been inside for 35 years and I'm just trying to put it all out there. So as I said again, that's my legacy. So I'm just gonna put it out there for everybody to see, and if anybody was interested, email me or look at my website. And towards the end, I'm going to have a section which is called Massih Yaghmaie. I'll describe that later, which is a summary of everything which brings health, wealth, and happiness. And I'm trying to form, let's say, get a little group of people, discussion group. And once I've read this sort of the yin and yang explained 01, and I got a basic knowledge and background, we can sit down and discuss the whole thing. So that's the aim. See what happens. Go with the flow. Let's see what life brings. Let's see what universe brings. That's I'm hoping. Let's see.